No, I mean, I think for us, there's one that we were watching just from particularly a law firm perspective of what was going to happen on the issue of the nationwide injunctions. And look, we've tried to get those too, right? But
Yep.
I think ultimately where they've landed makes a lot of good sense. Um, the fact that the court says you can't have these district courts that are putting these things out for everybody in the country. You want to have consistency, of course, but you don't want to have it so that a lower judge is going to be handling these things and essentially stopping the priorities of one of the branches of government. It just doesn't make a ton of sense. Now, the good news for that, one, because I think that was overreached by some of the lower court judges, so that's the obvious good news. But I think the other good news is that this will force the issues to get to the Supreme Court sooner, and it will force them to take more of these issues on.
Yeah.
Because you suddenly have a few lower courts saying, okay, well, in our district, we have it, in another one, maybe they rule differently. You're going to have a lot more circuit splits just sort of at the initial stages. And, both parties in those suits are going to want to appeal it all the way up. And we've seen a couple of them already come up to them again. I think we're going to see more coming up about some of these classes that are getting certified very sloppily, which is exactly what Justice Alito warned about, saying, look, we're saying you can do it this way. That's fine. It's reasonable, but you got to actually do it under the rules of federal procedure and civil
Sure.
procedure. And, what's going to happen is there's some judges that are just not going to respect that, and they're going to let it go pretty quickly to be certified as a class very quickly. And they're going to have to litigate that issue most likely next term. I will not be surprised to see it come up yet again
Sure.
and figure out, hey, you actually have to follow the rules. And I don't know how you say it besides we really mean it. But they're going to have to do something about it. So they'll have to get creative. They'll have to do something.